Daredevil was never gone. After years of waiting, after cancellations, rewrites, and a full creative overhaul, Daredevil is finally back. And for the first time since the Netflix era, it actually feels like he never left. Because Daredevil Born Again Season 2 might be the version of the show that we were supposed to get all along. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is here, and we're about to go for the ride of our lives. Because when Daredevil works, you don't just see it, you feel it. You feel it in the weight of every punch, every hit, every second Matt is on his feet when he really shouldn't be. And that's where Daredevil Born Again Season 2 is already starting to prove itself. Daredevil didn't invent grounded action, but it perfected it. We've had films like Oldboy and The Raid, projects that redefine what choreography could look like, but when Daredevil hit Netflix, something changed forever. It wasn't just the fights, it was the feeling of them. Every hit mattered, every fall hurt, every hallway fight felt like a war zone. Philip Severa, Chris Brewster, and their teams didn't just choreograph action, they made you feel exhaustion, desperation, and survival. After Season 1, you could see the ripple effect everywhere. Projects like Atomic Blonde, countless movies and shows after that, all started chasing the same energy, the raw, brutal, and grounded style. And that's why Born Again Season 1 felt inconsistent. Because you could tell. You could tell which scenes were shot pre-overhaul and which ones weren't. And this is not a knock on anyone. The show was, for lack of a better word, Frankensteined together. Different visions, different teams, all trying to form something cohesive. But when the new team stepped in, Dario Scarpine, Phil Severa, Justin Benson, and Aaron Moorhead, and so many others, you felt it immediately. It's sharper, more intentional, and more Daredevil. And from everything we've seen from Season 2 so far, they're firing on all cylinders. This feels like the first true season of Born Again, and if Daredevil is going to work, the action has to hit. And right now, it does. And what makes Daredevil's action different? It's not just about how it looks, it's about who he is in those moments. Because every fight, every hit, every time he gets back up, it's not just Matt Murdock anymore. It's Daredevil. And for the longest time, something about that never felt fully complete. After 23 years, we finally got the Double D's back. And yeah, I'm gonna say it. I've been waiting my entire life for this. No, literally. The first superhero movie I can actually remember watching was the 2003 Daredevil with my dad. That movie came out 7 days before I was born. And ever since then, this character has just been there. I loved it. I thought he was the coolest. And if my dad never showed me that movie, I probably wouldn't be here making this video for you all right now. I wouldn't have this channel. I wouldn't have my connection to Marvel and superheroes as a whole. Hell, I wouldn't even have this guy tattooed on my frickin' arm. So when the Netflix show finally gave us Daredevil in his suit, it was incredible, but a few things felt off. It was almost perfect, the writing, the action, and the performances, but the suit felt incomplete. Where were the Double Ds? And for years, they just weren't there. Not in Season 2, not in The Defenders, and not even in Season 3. We didn't even really see that full version of Daredevil again until much later, and even then, it still wasn't complete. Until March 22nd, 2025. That's when we saw the suit, the symbol, the identity. And now, it's everywhere. It started with set photos, and now it's in all the promos and marketing for the season. They know what this means. They know what the fans want, and for the first time in a long time, it actually feels like we've won. Is it perfect? No. But it's a massive step in the right direction, just like when they changed the original cowl. Now just give me those red Muay Thai ropes, and it'll be peak. The suit is finally complete. The symbol is there, the identity is there. This is how the world should see Daredevil. But what truly makes the character unique has never been about how he looks. It's how he sees the world around him, his world on fire. One of the most underrated parts of Daredevil has always been how he sees the world. And in Born Again's finale, we got a glimpse of that once again. Young Matt's world on fire. But this time, it's different. Blue, green, red, pink, wavelengths, movement, life. This is the best visual representation of Daredevil's radar sense that we've ever gotten. It's ripped right out of the comics. And it finally feels like the show is embracing that side of the character without losing its grounded tone. And Vincent and Moorhead, they get it. Their use of color isn't just random, it's storytelling. Red for Matt, blue for Bullseye, it is not just visual, it's psychological. The Defenders played with color, sure, but this refines it, it evolves it, and it makes the world feel alive again. Because one of the biggest issues after the Netflix era was how flat everything started to look. Gray, washed out, and green screen filled. But Daredevil was never supposed to feel safe. It was supposed to feel heightened, stylized and intentional, almost otherworldly while staying extremely grounded. And if Season 2 fully leans into that again, we're in a very, very good place. Maybe even the right place. Or at least, it looks like it is. Because for as much as Daredevil Born Again is starting to get right, there is still a piece of Daredevil that feels missing. It's not the suit, it's not the action, it is something deeper than that. Daredevil doesn't work without faith. Not just his belief in justice, but faith. And Born Again Season 1 barely touched it. We see Matt pray to Foggy, we see him standing outside of a church. But that's it. Where's Father Lantham? Oh yeah, that's right. Where's Matt confessing for his sins? Where's Matt's guilt about Foggy? Hell, where's Maggie? After Season 3, one of the most important people in Matt's life just disappears. And that absence is felt. Because Matt's faith isn't a background detail, it's the foundation of his character. It's what holds him back and it's what pushes him forward. It's the reason he doesn't cross that no-killing line. And Season 2 has the perfect opportunity to bring that back. With Fisk hunting vigilantes. With Matt and Karen potentially in hiding. The church could very easily become more than just symbolism. It could become their sanctuary. A place to regroup, to heal, to question. And Maggie, she very well could be at the center of it and the key to all of it. The person who reminds Matt who he is when he starts to lose himself again. Because that's Daredevil. A man constantly caught between justice and damnation. Because at the end of the day, faith can guide Matt, but it cannot carry the weight for him. Not anymore. Not with Fisk rising. Not with his control and New York's finest rising against vigilantes like him. Not after everything he's already lost. At some point, Matt Murdock is going to need a little more than faith. He said it himself.
We need an army.
And there is no way that ending in Season 1 was the full picture. Because now, Jessica Jones is back, and that alone changes everything. Christian Ritter returning after all these years is not just fan service. It's a statement. These characters still matter, and if Jessica Jones is here, it's only a matter of time before we see Luke Cage, Danny Rand, Misty Knight, Colleen Wynn, Brett Mahoney. Oh shit, look at that, Mahoney's back. Let's bring them all back, because that's what made the Netflix era so special. How connected it all felt. Not in a cinematic universe way, but in a lived-in way. The same streets, the same people, the same consequences. People like Turk Bennett, who is the main piece of continuity between all of the shows. We could also talk about Hogarth, Benowitz, Chow, Rand Corporation, or even The Hand. It all mattered. And Born Again Season 1 only gave us crumbs of that. But in Season 2, this is the moment where we should fully commit to that. Because Daredevil isn't going to be able to stand alone. At least not anymore. And yeah, seeing all of them come back, fighting together again, taking back the city from Fisk, that's what we want. That's the payoff. But even with an army, even with people at his side, none of that fixes the real problem, because Daredevil has never been about fighting villains. It's about Matt Murdock, and the war he's fighting with himself. And this is what it all comes down to. Daredevil is a man at war with himself. Every night he puts on that suit, he's making a choice, to fight, to protect, to not cross that no-killing line. And some nights, he gets closer than he ever should. Foggy's death broke something in him. Dex knew that. That moment, that hesitation, that rage, that was the line. And the second that Dex laughed and tapped him on the shoulder, Matt crossed that line. And to be honest, that's still Daredevil. It's not perfection, it's struggle. Frank Castle said it best.
You know you're one bad day away from being me.
And Matt knows it. That voice in his head, it never goes away.
It's gonna keep eating and eating and eating. There's no getting away with it, you understand?
The guilt, the anger, the temptation. But the truth is, it would be easier for Matt to just end the threat, to make sure that Bullseye or anyone else would never hurt anyone again. But he doesn't. Because if Matt Murdock crosses that line, there isn't a coming back for him. That's what makes Matt different. That's what makes Matt Murdock Daredevil. Not the suit, not the action, the choice. The constant, painful, relentless choice to be better, even when every reason in the world is telling him not to. And maybe that's the point. Maybe Daredevil isn't supposed to have all the answers. Maybe he's not supposed to win every time. But no matter how many times he gets knocked down, how many times he almost crosses that line, he still gets back up. He still puts the suit on. he still chooses to be Daredevil. Daredevil has never been about winning. It's about getting back up. When every part of you is telling you to stay down, and maybe that's why this character has lasted as long as he has. Not because he's the strongest, the coolest, or has the most insane powers, but because he never stops fighting. If Daredevil Born Again Season 2 understands that, and truly understands it, then this won't be a return to form. It'll be something more. Something we've been waiting a long time for. And when Season 2 is all said and done, we'll come back to this video and see if Daredevil finally got the story that he deserves. Because after everything, Daredevil isn't just back. Honestly, I don't think he ever really left.